Hello all, this is the website tutorial of eBackpack. There are two different formats of using eBackpack. The first is online on a normal website, and the second is the iPad app. I'll be showing you both, and there are advantages and disadvantages to both systems, and I will go through it now. So the first thing you want to do is log into hillbrook.ebackpack.com, not ebackpack.com. It should be the same as your normal portal login. If you haven't set it up yet, it's possible you have to change your password from Hillbrook to something else. So let me start off by showing you how you might create an assignment. So all of your classes have already been set up for you. So let's say I wanted to add an assignment here to Algebra 1. The first thing I'm going to do is go to highlight 7th grade Algebra 1, go to Folder Actions, and add an assignment or folder. If this was not an assignment, I would press No, which would make all of this information irrelevant because it would be a resource and not an assignment. But since I'm going to create an assignment, I'll go ahead and show you what that might look like. Here you can put whatever instructions you may have. Make your due date, your due time, if you want to allow late turn-in, and you can add it. And you'll see it's right there. Notice how this is purple and this is green. The reason is because this is an assignment and the green is a resource. So you can see here, if I go to my Algebra 1 textbook, I can download any of these, but there's no turn-in option. Whereas if I go to the demo, you'll see there's assignment submissions. So once again, if I go back up here, you'll see there's only settings, whereas an assignment would have submissions, which would look something like this. If I were to look at submitted assignments, you would see here are students who have submitted assignments, but I have not reviewed them. I know that I haven't reviewed them because here it says review, and also here it says grades and points, and neither of those are filled in. But let me go back to creating an assignment. So if I went back here, if I wanted to add a file, I could add it from my computer or Google Drive or Dropbox. It doesn't really matter. Any file really can be downloaded onto eBackpack. The only exception to that is if it's a big media file. It's got to be under, I believe, 10 megabytes unless I'm mistaken. If you're going to upload a file that is a Word document of any kind, I would recommend creating it as a PDF. After you've already made it as a Word document, print it as a PDF. That way it's not editable. And if you have any questions about that, I'd be happy to explain. So something cool about eBackpack on the website is that you can easily copy and paste. So if I had added a file here, I could actually copy and paste this entire assignment exactly as it is to every other class that I wanted to add it to. So if I wanted to put it in pre-algebra as well, I could do so. But let's say I wanted it to be a part of my class resources, I could just move it in there. And it will make an exact replica of that folder in all the classes. But oops, I didn't mean to put it in there, so let me go ahead and delete this folder altogether. So I'll highlight the folder, go to Folder Actions. You'll see I have all these options: rename, move, copy, and delete. Okay, so that would be the easiest way to add an assignment on here. If you were, and again, resources are exactly the same, except you have to fill out less information. Now, I'm going to go ahead and delete that. There are two folders that I would really highly recommend you use or create for each class. The two that I would recommend are Class Resources and Past Assignments. The reason is Class Resources would be a great place to just put all of the resources that students might need. If I had a lesson which I video recorded and wanted them to watch, I would put it under here. I would probably create a folder and I would make it a resource, and I would say video lessons. And I would add it here under Class Resources. Notice how I had Class Resources highlighted, and now Video Lessons exists within this folder. So that if I minimize it, it's not there anymore. Okay? So then, I would have that available. The other recommendation I would give you is Past Assignments. So let's say that you've assigned something already, students have completed it, and they're done. So for example, I'll go right here, and they'll actually demonstrate doing that exact thing. These students had a quiz review. They were unable to turn it in online because they had no iPads at that point, but they have all completed the assignment. Therefore, I'm going to go ahead and put it here under past assignments. The reason for that is that now when they open the app on their iPad, they won't see all of these old assignments anymore. But if they did need to access an old assignment, they would just have to go to the past assignments folder, and they would be able to see everything that they had completed throughout the year as the original assignment, which will be useful for any students who are absent for long periods of time and so forth. So, up here you'll see My Files. This is one of the biggest things that's an advantage for teachers. So for example, I have textbooks here. These textbooks have been on the eBackpack since last year. Now, once all of my classes were wiped out, because they're going to be wiped out yearly, the only thing that remains the same is my files. What's nice about this is I won't have to continuously upload a bunch of random files. So my Algebra 1 textbook, you can see here, has a bunch of separate PDF chapters. Instead of having to upload that a million times, I just have to upload it one time, and then I can copy and paste it into all of my classes under class resources, so that textbook is available for students on their iPad. ePortfolio is a good thing for students to put work that they want to save. It's also a good place for you to put student work that you want to save. So let's say, for example, you have some awesome work from a student that you want to make sure that you save throughout the years as an example, assignment, or whatever purpose you may save it for. This would be where you might keep that. You could also keep that under My Files. ePortfolio is really a bigger advantage for students, but that's a good place for them to keep their work so that over the years at Hillbrook, they'll be able to continuously save their work. If I needed to grade an assignment, so let me go here to assignments that actually do need to be graded, I would go to Review, and I could give it a grade, and I could write in something here, and then I would press Complete Review and Return. I could also attach a file if I wanted to, like let's say they forgot to do something, I could attach like my syllabus or whatever I needed to say, please reference this in terms of whatever you need to do. Now, I don't actually want to do this because I'm not ready to actually grade it, so I'm going to go ahead and not press Complete Review and Return. Instead, just press Close Grade and Review, and you can see that nothing has actually happened here. But if I were to go ahead and review it, which I can do right here, if I needed to review this, I could give it a grade, or I could also just press Complete Review and Return. What's cool about that is that now it's reviewed, but there's no grade actually listed there. Let's say I didn't want to bunch this whole side up here with reviewed assignments, and I only wanted to see the ones that needed to be graded. I would uncheck Reviewed, and then these are all of the ones that are still outstanding. Okay. If I wanted to allow a chat option, so for example, for this assignment, students were allowed to chat. You can see an ongoing chat right here. This was a demonstration of how to use it, hence the random comments. I would normally not probably allow that, but if I wanted to go ahead and allow chatting within my class, I would go to the class, go to Class Settings, and allow member commentary. The default is to deny it, so you would have to turn that on, but you can see here that it's a cool little resource in case students need to ask each other questions. They could say something like, how do I do this problem, for specific assignments. The last thing I wanted to show you about the website was the Act As tab up here. So let's say you get an email from a student saying they can't do something on eBackpack. You could act as a student, and I could click on whatever student. So if I needed to act as Joey Visconi, I could do so. And you can act as a user and see exactly what they see in a class. And then you could help them troubleshoot it. So that's the quick summation of how to use the website interface of eBackpack. I would definitely recommend it for adding assignments and organizing folders, but there's a lot of advantages to the iPad app as well, which I will demonstrate in my next video.